Through all of my life, I have played in the academy of my local club, Bilbao. From 7 years old to 17, my dream is becoming reality. With Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, and Ferran Torres as the front three for Spain, I want to take my place in the national team as the first choice striker. My name is Romeo Limerace. I'm 17 years old and I play for Athletic Bilbao's academy. My family have supported the club for generations, and being a local boy from the Basque region, it's an honour to represent the club. The new season is about to start and this year will be so important. At 17, I'm getting closer to being integrated into the first team. If I impress this year in the academy, I might be able to make my debut next year. We meet up for our last session of pre-season training. The positives around my game are my height. I'm 6'3" and I have great aerial ability. My strength comes with my size. I can hold up the ball well and integrate with my teammates. I have good positional play. I do a nice job of getting myself into good positions into the box. I'm always ready, and if I get my head onto the end of a cross, I usually score, or at least hit the target. My finishing is pretty good, but not incredible. I can score from both in and out of the box, but getting into those positions to have the shot is what the difficulties will be this season. My weaknesses are definitely my pace. I'm probably the slowest player in the team. It's difficult for me to outpace defenders, so I rely on my strength. My passing is also weak. I can interplay and lay my teammates off, but anything long range or difficult to pull off, I don't have a chance. After training, I spend a few days with my grandma, preparing myself mentally for the seasons to start. I was in good shape and I was eating good. My grandma has looked after me during my time in the academy. I am so hopeful I can repay her faith in me by having a good season. Athletic Club starting their academy season. Limerace runs into the box, a shot from outside and it's a goal. A great goal from the youngster, 17 years old, Athletic Club number 9. Athletic Club starting this season with a win, and now they're looking to get to the next level. Limerace with a goal in the last game. Cross into the box, and the goal is just wide. Huge opportunity for the team. Cross again. Limerace, and it's wide again, but this youngster really showing his domination in the box. Great young player. This young lad in Spain, he is absolutely top-notch. He's scoring the goals. He's really becoming a great threat for Athletic Bilbao. And let's just see how it goes. Limerace runs into the box. It's a shot and it is in the far post. And it is a brilliant finish from the youngster. This is his second goal of the season. 3 appearances and 2 goals for him. Absolutely brilliant quality. He gets the ball again and it is 2. A brace for him against this club, and this is huge play from this youngster who is starting to make some waves. Athletic Club now. Hat-trick hero for Limerace, and it is a hat-trick away from home for Athletic Bilbao's number 9, Romeo Limerace. Off the crossbar, into the box. Limerace, right foot. Great goal! Limerace scores. Penalty, and it is another. Getafe have no answer for this young superstar who is absolutely making his waves in the La Liga academy scene. I have to say that this youngster, this Limerace, he's scoring goals up in Spain. I mean, he scored an absolute screamer where he was almost facing away from the goal. The corner comes in and he just heads it into the net. He's a top youngster. I mean, his presence in the box is his presence in the box. This is the thing that I really like about this young player, is that we don't really see much in Spain. He's a young player who is dominant in the box, almost like a Erling Haaland type of player, but coming from Spain. Brilliant shot from outside the box, and it's a great goal. And a player who has been seen as a target man, scoring goals from outside the box. He is absolutely doing so well right now, and he is probably the biggest prospect in Spain right now. Limerace! And Villarreal have absolutely no answer for Limerace. Romeo Limerace is scoring non-stop goals. I mean, there's this player in Spain, this young lad, and if you've seen his clips, he's next level. I mean, we need to get him in England. You know what I mean? I'm currently living in a small village on the outskirts of Bilbao. It's quiet and it helps keep my head clear. My good season has started to get some traction on social media though, as outlets like Rising Ballers have been reposting some of my clips. I've been becoming one of the largest prospects in Spain, but my focus right now is on the league. And with our trip to Barcelona on the horizon, we are hitting the sessions hard, working mostly on our tactics and ball possession. With my good start to the season, my finishing has improved. I've been much more consistent in hitting the target, and so has my dribbling. I've been able to keep possession and use the ball a lot better over the last couple of sessions. My pace has slightly improved, but it's still very much a weak point. We finish up the training and then we regroup to travel to Barcelona on the team coach. On the coach, I like to listen to music, watch movies, and just generally unwind. It's my peace and my time to switch off for at least a couple hours, maybe even have a nap. But as soon as we arrive at the stadium, it's time to lock in. Here we are in Barcelona, Spain, ready for Athletic Club to visit Barcelona, a huge game in the title race for the La Liga Academia. Barcelona kick off the game and we are ready to go. Huge, big game for hot prospect Romeo Limerace, who has been scoring so many goals this season. Limerace on the ball. He shoots and it is a top corner goal for Romeo Limerace. That is 14 goals in 7 games. He is averaging 2 goals per game. Incredible. Barcelona with the shot, but it just pulls wide. Limerace on the ball, at the edge of the box, but there's a great tackle from Barcelona. Barcelona move the ball forward. Great skill from the winger. Moves it in and it's a good save. Corner comes in and another save again. Limerace now moves into the box and it's a goal. 2 goals for Limerace. And Athletic Club are one step closer to possibly going a few points clear at the top of the table. Limerace runs in, a good save there from the keeper. The corner now comes in and it looks like it will cross the line, and it must have. Izeta puts the ball into the net and you can see on the replay it is well over the line, and Athletic Club winning 3-0. There we go, and it's a 4th. Athletic Club 4 goals to the good. Limerace makes it 5, and Barcelona have no answer for this man. A hat-trick for him. Romeo Limerace scoring non-stop goals this season, and this one is the pick of the bunch. Corner comes in. They get it clear. Limerace. Oh, and he fell kind of awkwardly there. Oh, and this does not look good here for Romeo Limerace. He falls so awkwardly on his arm. His elbow and his arm, there's a real problem there. And you can see he is in some discomfort. But he looks to try and carry on the game. Rooney shoots the ball and it's a goal. Barcelona pull one back, but you can see, I mean, I feel like it might not be enough, but there is Romeo Limerace signaling to the bench he has to come off, and the substitution is happening. I get patched up at the doctors and I undergo some scans. They wrap up my arm in a cast and it hurts to even move my fingers. The doctor confirms that there is a fracture and that I could be out for 2 months with injury. I'm absolutely devastated. Just when my form was at its best, I'm playing the best football, scoring non-stop goals. In the car ride home, I'm left alone with my thoughts. This was going to be a long road to recovery, and my mental health was not ready. The first month was tough. I just stayed at home and rested, and then it was time to return to training. With my grandma looking after me, my arm started to feel a lot better. I returned to the training centre and it was finally time to remove the cast and get back to training. My fitness had fallen way behind and I was still a few weeks away from stepping onto the pitch again. I spent 3 weeks non-stop at the gym facilities with the coaches, working on my cardio, my rehab and my strength. And I even started training with the rest of the lads again, but my body started to feel as good as it did before the injury, and my mindset was back to where it needed to be. On game days, I would stand in the crowd and watch. It actually helped to see the type of games I usually play in, but as a spectator. My first game back I was very rusty, but that's to be expected. I needed time to get used to the speed of the games. I was way off how I was pre-injury, but that's okay. I just needed time. We were getting into the business end of the season, and my eyes were starting to look towards the table. We were top, but Barcelona were only 2 points behind us as long as they won their game in hand. Our next game against Atletico Madrid was crucial to keep that gap in our favour.
Athletic Club run the ball down the wing. Across in, and Limerace's header is saved point blank. A huge save there from the goalkeeper, but a good start there. Shot in, goal! And Atletico Madrid back into the game. They lead by a goal to nil. And a screamer there. Good save there from the keeper. Limerace running in. He shoots near post, and in the top of the goal he scores. And it is Romeo Limerace who makes it 1-1 at Atletico Madrid. Limerace, off the crossbar. Of course, Romeo Limerace just coming back from an injury. A lot of hype about this young man, and he scores again. 17 appearances, 21 goals. He's still averaging a goal a game. He's so good in the box. A pass here, and he's free for Athletic Club. We're running away with this huge game. Romeo Limerace shoots the ball, a good save there from the keeper, and frustration for the young striker. Atletico Madrid put the ball in the box, and it's a beautiful header there, a goal. And a shot again. Keeper makes the save, and a very good save from the keeper to keep Athletic Club in the lead. Another corner. Atletico Madrid pushing now for the equaliser, but that ball is wide. Oh, a big tackle there from Limerace at the end of the game, but the final whistle goes, and Athletic Club 3 huge points.
After the result and my performance against Atletico Madrid, the manager asked to see me in his office. He said that the first team was having major issues with goals towards the end of the season. Real Madrid had just beat them 5-0 at home. They had dropped from 4th to 8th within just a few games. He said that if I can keep performing well from now until the end of the season, there will be a huge chance that I could be with the first team next season. The first team was desperate for some fresh players, but with their policy of only signing players of Basque origin, the club was running out of options for next season, especially in the attack and the defence. This makes the rest of the season so important. If I can perform, I'll be playing in La Liga next season as an 18-year-old. The next games came thick and fast. Only this time, I knew my goal was in reach.
Into the box, right foot, and it's a goal. And it is absolutely no surprise that Romeo Limerace puts his team in front. Athletic Bilbao scored again. Cross coming into the box, Limerace, and it's a header this time. You can see he has improved on his heading. He was missing a lot of these chances early on in the season, but that is now 23 goals for the teenager. Athletic Club get the ball on the edge of the box, Limerace, and it's another. He puts the ball into the roof of the goal. Goalkeeper had no chance here, and Granada go behind. Brilliant goal there from the youngster. Limerace now for a hat-trick, and he does. He just slips past the goalkeeper, and it is another goal. Limerace, and the touch of an angel there from Limerace. Comes in, shoots the ball. Good save from the keeper. Real Sociedad trying to keep out this top striker, this young striker in great form, but they're struggling to do so. Limerace now picks up the ball on the edge of the box. He shoots, and it's in the top bins. Another goal for Athletic Club, the top goal scorers in the league, with the top goal scorer in play.
We got to the week of the most important game of the season. I took myself to the beach for some alone time, to speak to my inner self and hyper-focus on what I needed to do. We were 4 points clear at the top of the table with 2 games to go. And the next game against Barcelona in second place meant that if we win the league.
And here we are. This is the biggest game of the season in La Liga's academy, as Athletic Club is set to play Barcelona at home. First versus second, and Limerace finds himself in front. He scores, and it is an equaliser here for Athletic Club. Barcelona, who scored early on in the game, Romeo Limerace, who is the league's top goal scorer, scores again. And now the ball is put into the box, and Limerace actually scores here, but the goal is offside. Cross here for Barcelona, who look to retake the lead, and it is a goal, and Barcelona take the lead again. Romeo Limerace puts it into his teammate, and it's a brilliant goal there from Gomez, who makes it 2-1 Athletic Club. Cross put into the box. Limerace, he goes to win the header, and he does, of course, and it is another goal. 3-2 now to Athletic Club, and this game is just giving goal after goal. Barcelona, and they equalise again. But then we go in, and it's a big chance there missed by Limerace. The chance to put Athletic Club into the lead with only 10 minutes to go. The game getting tense now. The pass in, Limerace finds space. If he scores, he surely wins the game, and he does. And Athletic Club have surely won the title here. You can see the Barcelona players fall to the ground, and the final whistle goes, and Athletic Club are the champions.
Lifting the youth league meant everything to me. A fitting final achievement where I was confident I had done my part this season. I finished with 34 goals and 11 assists. I was influential in all of our wins this season, except of course the months I was injured. I improved on a lot of the weaknesses in my game, and I also managed to finish strong with yet another hat-trick. The other clubs were beginning to inquire about me, but there was only one club I wanted to play for next season, and that was here. At the end of the season awards, I picked up both the Academy Player of the Year and the League Golden Boot. My career is set to continue, and next year comes with a new hope of playing with the first team. After winning the La Liga Academy League title and picking up both the Golden Boot and the Academy Player of the Year award last season, Athletic Bilbao's head coach has called me up for the first team for this season. I'm about to achieve my dream, but can I prove myself as an 18-year-old in La Liga? My name is Romeo Limerace, and the club have rewarded me with a new contract after everything that happened last season. It's a massive moment for me, and it feels like all those years in the academy have finally paid off. Walking into first team training for the first time was probably more nerve-wracking than any match I've played in the academy. An obvious difference was seeing the fans at the entrance to training. I'd never experienced anything like it before, and I was desperate to impress. You look around the training pitch and you're surrounded by players you've watched on TV for years. Nico Williams, Inaki Williams, Mauro Gonzalez, and there's so many more. And then there's me. I had improved somewhat from my academy days. My finishing had slightly improved, but my main quality was my control. This meant that it was easier to hold up the ball and hold it up for longer. My pace had also took an improvement, but I'm still working on it though, as it's still my biggest weakness. One player who really helped me settle into the first team was Gonzalez. From day one, he made sure that I wasn't sitting on my own at lunch and introduced me to everybody properly. He had also came through the academy just a couple of years earlier. It made settling into the squad so much easier, and we developed a genuine friendship. A few weeks later, we had the club's new kit launch. This was my first media day with the senior squad. Photos, videos, and interviews. It felt strange seeing myself alongside players I'd looked up to in the academy. We packed things up, and the night before the opening game, I packed my bag and got an early night. The stadium was packed, and when we arrived, the manager told me that I'd be starting on the bench. Opening game of the La Liga season, and we see a debut here as Gurzeta comes off for Romeo Limerace, who makes his debut for Athletic Club. Huge backstory for this player, who was so good, won the Golden Boot in the academy last season, scoring so many goals, and is one of the highest prospects of youth players for Spain.
Williams comes in. Romeo Limerace. Williams now for the shot, and it's a goal! And it is a goal to make it 2-0 to Athletic Club. An assist on his debut here for Romeo Limerace. Nico Williams Jr., of course, scoring the goal. Cross coming in. Limerace, a debut goal. Ooh, just wide and so close on his debut. But the final whistle goes and it is 3-0. Athletic Club. Romeo Limerace makes his debut. Nico Williams scores, and it is a great start to the season here for Athletic Club, who win against Sevilla.
After the game, I had my first ever post-match interview. It was incredible to get some minutes and make my debut, a dream come true. Even the Spanish newspapers were talking about me. The season progressed and I'd continued to make appearances off the bench with a handful of starts.
Romeo Limerace is coming on as a sub yet again here, and he impressed with an assist in the last game, and here he's on the ball. He passes the ball into Inaki Williams and he surely shoots, and it's a goal. Romeo Limerace gets another assist. He is having a pretty good flying start to the season, but he is just looking for his first goal. Yeah, this Limerace, he's just had his first couple of games for the club and he's doing really well. I mean, he's holding up the ball well. We're just looking for his goal, but he's gotten a couple of assists and he's really helping his team out coming on as a sub. Gurazeta coming off, Limerace comes in. He comes in with the ball, brilliant ball for Williams. It's a great save. And Limerace again showing his ability to just hold up the play and help his team with a shot. And so close. Limerace still looking for his first goal of the season, but we are seeing good performances from him. Yeah, I mean, I think Limerace, he needs to actually get a bit more game time starting, but we'll see. Limerace comes in, shoots the ball, a goal! And Limerace scores his first goal for Athletic Club. He's been a couple of games coming, but the goal has been coming. He finally scores, and he wins the game for Athletic Club 1-0 away at the Mestalla against Valencia. Nico Williams, Europa League debut for Limerace, and he goes for the spectacular. Limerace against Villarreal, good save by the keeper. Limerace, I think he's had a solid start to the season. He's a lot of shots, creating a lot of chances for himself. He's only scored one goal, but he is getting goal contributions. He's winning his headers. He's getting a lot of shots away. I think his time will come. I think Romeo Limerace is looking to just improve the team. He's a good centre forward, good hold-up play, and winning headers. He just needs to find the goals, but he's getting the chances. The keepers are just keeping everything out. Limerace takes the penalty for a goal in Europe, with the goalkeeper makes the save, and his luck is just starting to run out a little bit. Romeo Limerace, I think some of the goal contributions have started to dry up, but you feel like the chance will be there. But here, Nico Williams, he comes in, he gives it back to Limerace, and that is just a miss. Limerace now shot outside the box, and it's another save. And Limerace, who's just picking up a few more appearances now, but it's difficult for him, it's difficult. Romeo Limerace runs through on goal. He has to score, and he does, and this goal has been coming. My goodness, he's had to wait quite a bit of time, a lot of appearances with no goal, but he finally has that goal in the Europa League. 2 goals this season for him, and he's very, very happy. Limerace, another goal! And Limerace is off to a flyer in this game in the Europa League. Limerace again, shoots, goal! Romeo Limerace scores again. And Athletic Club very happy, because that is a first ever hat-trick in professional hat-trick here for Romeo Limerace for Athletic Club.
Nico Williams and Mauro Gonzalez invited me out for lunch. I had heard about some of the wild partying that Gonzalez liked to do in his spare time, and at dinner, he invited me to a night out. It was literally the day before training, but I wanted to fit in and feel like a part of the squad, so I said yes. But around the same time, another academy player had started making headlines. Hugo Ibarra. Honestly, he was unbelievable. He was scoring more goals than I did the previous season in the academy. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about him joining up with the first team next season and maybe even taking my place if I don't score enough goals. But I put it to the back of my mind, as later that day I met up with Gonzalez to go out in the evening. One drink turned into another, then another. We lost track of time and we left in the early hours of the morning. As we left the club, we realised that we had training in just 5 hours. We had messed up big time. I stayed at Gonzalez's house, and after we slept through 6 alarms, he drove us to training, but 40 minutes late. The manager didn't even need to shout. The look on his face said everything. From that point, it was much harder for me to get game time. The manager was punishing me. Meanwhile, Ibarra was scoring 5 goals in one game for the academy. I played a handful more games through the season and kept the partying to a minimum.
Romeo Limerace, he has had a pretty mixed bag of a season. He started really well, playing for Athletic Club. He struggled kind of in the second half of the season. What's your kind of thoughts?
Well, the thing with Romeo Limerace is we've seen in Spain, there's quite a few good young strikers, and look, I think a lot of Athletic Club fans really thought with the way he played in the academy, he'd be coming in and actually just doing amazing. And he actually has done really well in terms of getting himself, his football brain is there, but the goals just haven't been there for him. He scored a couple of goals, and look, it's his debut season, a lot of appearances coming on as a sub, but a lot of improvement needs to be made. And I think, to be honest, I think the partying with Gonzalez, a lot of sorts of controversy around that. I think he needs to improve and maybe cut that out for next season.
I ended on 6 goals and 4 assists in 19 appearances, though most of those games I came off the bench. A solid-ish first season, but I could have done so much better. A few weeks later, pre-season started again. Walking back into training, I was introduced to a new player in the squad. It was Ibarra. He'd officially been promoted. He outscored my highest tally for the academy, and he was here to challenge for the centre-forward spot. We were competing for the same position. The manager started the season by experimenting with us both. I would play some games and he would play others. The difference being, he was scoring and I wasn't.
Williams now cuts inside, passes the ball on the plate for Ibarra, who scores his debut goal for Athletic Club. Ibarra again cuts inside, and Sevilla have absolutely no answer for Charles Ibarra. Shot there from Limerace. It's a good save there from the keeper. Limerace again. Mallorca on the back foot. But Limerace misses another chance.
I kept up with going out with Gonzalez. I was using it as a way to bond with a teammate and cope with the fact that I wasn't scoring as much as I was expected to. But it was affecting me on the pitch.
Charles Ibarra is having an incredible season. He is scoring goals left, right and centre. You would think he was a Barcelona or a Real Madrid academy graduate. He is doing so well. But the only issue that we're seeing now, I mean, his quality is so good. I mean, we're talking about Young Player of the Year. He's coming off as a sub a lot of these games, and we're seeing Romeo Limerace coming on as a sub. But here's the difference. I mean, when Romeo Limerace comes in, he's not scoring the goals, you know. But Charles Ibarra is playing these games. He's scoring the goals, making the game 1, 2, 3-0, and then we're seeing Romeo Limerace coming onto the pitch, and he is missing. I mean, we are seeing woeful efforts on goal. His confidence is so low. And let's be honest, I mean, a lot of Athletic Club fans are just becoming frustrated with this young player because, and it's disappointing because when he came in, he came in as an academy graduate that was doing so well. I mean, against Elche, he finally scored a goal. I mean, it's his first goal of the season. We're months into this season. He finally scores his first goal. But at the same time, Charles Ibarra, earlier on in the game, scores 2. Ball in now. Ibarra. He shoots, and that's in the top bins. And this youngster is probably the most entertaining young Spanish striker we've seen for a very, very long time. He's in now. Ibarra, it's another goal. It's another goal, and Getafe have no idea what to do. He comes off for Romeo Limerace. I mean, interesting to see what Limerace can do in this game. But unfortunately, I mean, Limerace's really struggled this season. He really, really has. It's been so difficult for him to score goals. I think the fact that Ibarra has been playing so well, it's been so difficult for Limerace to actually come on and make an impact. At the start of the season, he was starting games. Now, he's a sub. He's coming on as a sub. Ibarra puts the ball in, and it's a top bins goal at the Camp Nou against Barcelona. And Charles Ibarra scores yet again. This youngster is making waves. Limerace has come on and he misses another chance. Limerace now shot inside the box, and it's off target. So close, and that just sums up this season for Romeo Limerace.
After a few months into the season, Ibarra had started scoring even more and solidified himself as the first choice striker. Sitting on the bench every weekend slowly became normal.
Charles Ibarra scores again at the weekend, and we are starting to see Charles Ibarra start and finish the games now. We haven't seen Romeo Limerace start or finish or come on as a sub or anything. We've not seen this player in such a long while, and it shows, because every single game we are seeing Charles Ibarra scoring hat-tricks, 4, 5 goals. He is probably, arguably, the top 5 strikers in La Liga at this moment in time. Charles Ibarra is this incredible guy. He's scoring so many goals up in La Liga. I think this guy could be the next big thing, and I think the Spanish media are pretty happy about this guy too. I've spoken to a lot of Athletic Club fans, and this guy's the real deal, and coming through the academy, he's a Basque guy, he's a local player. I mean, he could literally be in for winning the Ballon d'Or one time in the future. He's amazing.
Eventually, I asked the manager if we could talk. I needed to know where I stood. He told me that he still believed in my ability, but he says that my form has gone downhill and my antics off the pitch with Gonzalez is a huge reason for it. He said I'm young and talented, but I'm way too easily led into bad habits by other players. He said that it might be best to go out on loan and get some regular minutes. Leaving the city and living away from the lifestyle I'm living right now may be the best move for my career. He told me to think about it, as right now there's no chance of getting in the team over Ibarra. Walking out of his office, I didn't know how to feel. Part of me was disappointed, but part of me also knew that he was probably right. I wanted to fit in so much that I just said yes to everything, knowing full well that it could hurt my development. I was naive, and it halted my progress. The season finished and I only made 9 appearances with 1 goal and 1 assist. I'll be turning 20 next season after 2 years of playing professionally, but I decided I wanted to go on loan next season to try and get away from the bad influences and reignite my career.
So I spent the first 2 years of my professional career struggling to score goals in La Liga. After spending my academy days being deemed as a wonder kid and the next superstar of Spain's national team, I've only scored a handful of goals, and my teammate Charles Ibarra has taken the spot as first choice striker. But I've been given another chance to revive my career. My club, Athletic Bilbao, have sent out offers to other teams in Spain for me to go out on loan, and recently relegated Getafe have asked to have me for a year. This is my chance to develop and get consistent game time in the Spanish second division, but if I fail,
I fear that I won't ever be given the chance to play for Athletic Bilbao again.
Romeo Limerace starting his brand new endeavour at Getafe with an absolute banger. He is scoring goals already to start off his loan to Getafe, playing in the second division, and it is doing him so well. Of course, last 2 years he has struggled so much in Athletic Club. Charles Ibarra coming into the team, taking his place, but he has started so well this season for Getafe. And let's be honest, he could find himself back in La Liga if he continues to play this way. I settled into life in Getafe straight away, and I have to say it shocked me. But playing in the second division was just so much easier. It felt like I had more space, I had more time. It was just easier for me to get used to it and have basically the ability to score the goals that I needed to. And I was scoring a lot. And even fans noticed me. It was just such a good vibe around the team. I've got on with a lot of my teammates, and I was really doing the best that I could to actually find myself with the biggest chance to get back into Athletic Bilbao's team next season. Halfway through the season and Getafe find themselves at the top of the table. It is looking very strong. They are 6 points clear at this moment in time. They already have, of course, Romeo Limerace, who is scoring non-stop goals for them. He leads the league alongside a couple of other players in the top goal scorer for the Golden Boot, and he is doing so well. There is a big chance that Getafe will be coming back to La Liga when it comes to the end of the season. Romeo Limerace has totally changed my opinion on him. I think he just needed time, you know. I think that maybe La Liga, going into the Liga at such a young age was maybe just a little bit too much for him, but I think he's needed this loan. I think sending him out on loan was controversial, but I think he's actually needed this loan, and he's benefited a lot because now he's actually putting in performances that you would say definitely contribute to him possibly actually getting back in Athletic Bilbao's team next year. The goals just wouldn't stop. It was amazing. I felt like every chance I got, I was able to score, but the defenders just weren't able to keep up with me. Now, of course, I wasn't sure how well that would contribute to maybe playing in La Liga. But playing in this second division, I think, was actually a great call from the manager, because my confidence was through the roof. Whereas when I was at Athletic Bilbao the last 2 years, especially with Charles Ibarra taking my place, my confidence was down in the dumpsters. But now, I felt like we could actually win the league, but also I felt like I actually had a chance, and I was reviving my career. Getafe fans are so happy with Romeo Limerace this season. I think the main thing that they're thinking of is, can they actually sign him permanently? I mean, if Getafe, which they look like they're going to be promoted again, if they come back to La Liga, does he spend another season at the club? I mean, a lot of the fans would really hope for this, but it is difficult, you know. Athletic Club, I mean, the ball is in their court. Do they want to keep Romeo after this season? Or is it not enough? It's second division football, but Charles Ibarra is doing so well in La Liga, he's still scoring goals. But we will see, time will tell. My form towards the end of the season really picked up even more, and my goals contributed to us being 7 points clear at the top of the table with just a couple of games going, meaning that we already had games to spare. We had already won the title. A foregone conclusion here on the last day of this season. Getafe have come down, but they are back in La Liga for next season. Romeo Limerace leading the team in goals, and they win the Segunda Division title.
After leading Getafe to promotion by winning the Spanish second division title, I have successfully made progress to rebuilding my reputation with Athletic Bilbao. I finished the season as the league's second top goal scorer, and after spending a few days with the lads celebrating, it was finally time for me to go back to Bilbao for pre-season. But the manager told me that though he was impressed with how I performed, he needed to see me do it in La Liga, in the first division. And that's where Valencia came in. Their last season was a real struggle and they just lost 3 of their best players. They requested me to go on loan and the club accepted. My coach told me that if I can perform in La Liga this season with Valencia, he promises me a spot in Bilbao next season.
A new La Liga season and a new set of faces for Valencia. Of course, Romeo Limerace coming on loan from fellow La Liga club, Athletic Bilbao. They say, look, they have Charles Ibarra. They do not need Romeo Limerace to play for them this season, but he has come to Valencia to help them get back to where they need to be, and what a start he has had. Scoring on his debut, already showing the fans that he can do it at this level. Three years ago, there was question marks about this guy. He was a wonder kid, coming to La Liga, playing so well in the academy teams, struggled the first couple of seasons with Athletic Club. He's gone to Getafe last season. Now he finds himself back in La Liga with Valencia, and he has already shown what he can do with an incredible solo goal that he scored at the Nou Camp against Barcelona. He scored a brace against Barcelona, and let's be honest, I have to tell you that this guy could be developing into the real deal. I think that after the Barcelona game, any question marks that any athletic club or Valencia fan had about whether Romeo Limerace can score goals in La Liga, I think they've been put to bed. He looks like a different player than the player we saw 2 years ago that was struggling for game time at Athletic Club. He looks like a completely different player. And he's just got himself in Team of the Week, and guess what? He's up in Team of the Week with Charles Ibarra. This guy, I mean, he's a young lad still. There's so much development still left in him, but he is helping Valencia have an incredible season.
Though it was daunting at first, coming to Valencia was literally, I think, the best thing to happen to my career. I think Getafe was great, but I've come here and my goodness, I mean, I'm not scoring as many goals as I did in the second division, but I am scoring goals, and I feel like the confidence that I got from playing for Getafe has actually hugely helped me in my mind to actually believe that I can score these goals, and it feels amazing.
Romeo Limerace scores again as Valencia find themselves in the top 6. This is huge. They finished mid-table last season and looked like they could actually at some point be possibly fighting relegation, but now they find themselves in the top 6 and fighting for a place in the Champions League next season. A huge turnaround for the club, and Romeo Limerace and a lot of the new players that they've brought in, especially on loan this season, have had a huge hand in this happening. I think Athletic Club and Bilbao fans will be kicking themselves at the fact that if Romeo Limerace doesn't get signed permanently by Valencia or another club, they will have 2 of the best young strikers in their squad next season. I mean, Valencia have had an incredible season, let's be honest, and a huge part has been to him and his goals. Valencia, by a miracle, end the season in a Champions League place, and what a season they have had.
After a rock-solid season in La Liga on loan at Valencia, we managed to have a strong finish to the season, and I finished in the top 6 goal scorers for the season. After coming back to Bilbao, the coach received me with open arms. He told me that next season, me and Charles Ibarra will both play together up front and complement each other. I was ready. And my performances this season also got me my first ever Spanish national team call-up in a friendly against Croatia. This was huge, and my career was starting to look up.
After an incredible season with Valencia on loan, Romeo Limerace is set to make his debut. He stands alongside his teammate from Bilbao, Nico Williams Jr., and he is set to make his debut for Spain. A huge opportunity for him. Of course, Charles Ibarra has taken the Spain national team spot, but he comes in today against Croatia in this friendly. And this is huge because the season he has had has been so important. He deserves this. A good target man to have in the Spanish national team. Something different. And he had so many chances today. He nearly scored a couple of goals. I think that he has a bright future ahead of him in the Spanish national team. But at the end of the day, the side couldn't score. Croatia couldn't score. And the game finished 0-0. But this man has a bright future.
So I've been at my local football club, Athletic Bilbao, since very young. I've played through all of the ranks, becoming one of the largest prospects in Spain. But when my opportunity came to play in the first team, I couldn't leave my mark. And I found myself spending so much time on the bench. Then ultimately being replaced by another young prospect, Charles Ibarra. The manager told me I need to prove myself, so the club sent me out on loan. But with a successful year at both Getafe and Valencia, Athletic Bilbao are welcoming me back for the new season, with plans to play both me and Charles Ibarra together in a new formation. The club was building something special, and with me, Ibarra and Nico Williams up front, there was a huge hype for the years to come.
And here we are for the new La Liga season. Now we saw Romeo Limerace coming back to Athletic Club, and what a start he has had. He is already scoring the goals back in an Athletic Club shirt, his jersey. He's the new number 9, and him and both Charles Ibarra and Nico Williams, they are scoring all of the goals. And I have to say, this looks special.
The season couldn't have started any better. Me, Charles Ibarra was scoring non-stop goals. Nico Williams was giving us so many assists. We felt like we were unstoppable. And then Gonzalez behind us, he was just keeping everything ticked over. And it was the perfect environment for me to come back, because I was finally able and had the confidence to actually score some goals. I mean, I was a different person. I felt like a different person than the guy that was sent out on loan. Every chance I got, I felt like I was going to score. Every game, I felt like I was going to score. It didn't matter who I was playing against. And the main thing was just improving my development and building a bond with these teammates, because we were doing so well.
Romeo Limerace, he scores again. Nico Williams with yet another assist. These three up front. I mean, Ibarra scoring goals, Limerace scoring goals. This team is becoming one of the best young sides we've seen in a very long time, because the fact is, this trio of players, they're outperforming some of the Barcelona and Real Madrid guys. I mean, especially Charles Ibarra. I mean, we've seen him since he came up from the youth team, but now we've even got players joining Charles Ibarra, like Romeo Limerace, who's come into the team, and they're teaming up. I mean, they're scoring so many goals together, creating for each other, and it looks like a real team unit. And not to mention, these guys are still in their early 20s. Nico Williams is maybe slightly older than Charles Ibarra and Romeo Limerace, but he's still a very young player. Gonzalez in behind them, there's so much potential. Romeo Limerace, since his Valencia loan, has changed my opinion on him completely. This is a absolute superstar in the making, because the thing is, Ernesto Valverde has changed his formation this season to accommodate the return of Romeo Limerace, and it is working absolute wonders for Athletic Club. They are in the top 4, and my goodness, they could be ready to challenge soon.
The year finished and we saw a huge improvement as we got to 4th place in the league. I finished with 16 goals and 8 assists. Nothing near the Golden Boot 32 goals scored by Kylian Mbappé, but an improvement from last year. And the hype around my name and the team's was building. Me, Ibarra and Williams all went on holiday together in the off-season. Me and Ibarra knew that the stronger connection we could grow would help on the pitch. We all said to each other that we would stay at Bilbao until we won the league. We made a pact. And before we knew it, the next season was upon us.
The positives here already is against Villarreal. Romeo Limerace starts this season with a great goal, and you have to say the hype around both him, Charles Ibarra, Nico Williams, Ernesto Valverde has such a good young team. I mean, look, I do not think they will win the league this season, or maybe win a cup. But if they can keep these players in this team for 2-3 years, you never know. Athletic Club could be able to challenge for a title. Charles Ibarra scores again, and we have to say that this team is pushing. I mean, they have just torn apart Villarreal, opening game of this La Liga season, and they just continue as they mean to go on. Romeo Limerace, Charles Ibarra, Nico Williams, these guys are scoring the goals. Even Gonzalez getting involved in some of the goals this season. But Romeo Limerace is improving on last season. I mean, we saw him scoring goals at Valencia. Now he's doing it for Athletic Club. He did great last season, but this guy is no one-season wonder. He is scoring goals still.
The next season proved even better. I mean, we could sense that the team was growing, and as we got towards the end of the season, we even beat Barcelona at the new camp, and quite comfortably too. And this was a real push and kind of almost a comfort within the squad that actually we're growing game by game, season by season, and we were really building into something so strong. The end of the year saw major improvements all around. The team finished third, and we were much closer to Barcelona, who won the title. I scored 26 goals in the league, and Charles Ibarra scored the same. With 2 years of playing together, me and him had formed one of the best young partnerships in world football. The feeling was that if we stayed together in the team along with Nico Williams, that we could actually push for trophies within the next couple of years. Me and Ibarra both made our promise, and we were sticking to it.
Athletic Club versus Real Madrid in the Super Cup final. And we have Athletic Club here doing absolutely amazing here against Madrid. Romeo Limerace already scoring 2 goals here. 3-1, they take the lead. And I have to say, after beating, I mean, we saw at the end of the season, Athletic Club, they beat Barcelona in the new camp. Now they're beating Real Madrid. I mean, the feeling is, are these guys getting too close for comfort for both Real Madrid and Barcelona? I mean, it feels like they're almost taking over Atletico Madrid in being Spain's third big hitters. The main struggle that this Athletic Club team is going to have is keeping these young superstars. They lead 5-1 and win. They win the Supercopa de España, and this team is proving all of the doubters wrong. We saw over these seasons that this club said they do not have it. Well, here you go. They have silverware, and this team is so happy right now.
Starting the season with a Super Cup was absolutely incredible, and we just continued to go on. The goals were coming and coming and coming. I would give an assist for Nico Williams, he'd cross it to me and then I'd score. Then we'd give the ball to Ibarra and he'd score. It just felt like everything we touched was turning to gold, even more so than the previous 2 seasons. It felt as well like we had no fear. We were able to beat the big clubs. We could beat Barcelona. We could beat Real Madrid. We could do these things.
And you really felt it on the pitch and in the stadium, the fans, everything, the feeling around this club was extremely positive. But we needed to keep going. Nico Williams scoring the goal, and Athletic Club are a part of this season's title race, but maybe just don't have enough to actually win the title this year.
After winning my first ever trophy with Bilbao, I won my first ever individual award. I was put in the La Liga Team of the Season. I scored 28 goals, coming second in the Golden Boot race to Lamine Yamal. We finished third in the league again, but we were just 4 points away from Real Madrid in a close title race. The Spanish press began to speculate that I would be the next striker for Spain in the World Cup. And the club announced that I would actually be the captain for next season, a huge honour for me, after I signed a 3-year contract extension. The season came along and we were focused on fighting for the title again.
Iñaki Williams hands over the captain to the young superstar Romeo Limerace. Of course, this player has been in Athletic Club's team, Athletic Club's system since he was around 7-8 years old. Now he finds himself as in his early 20s as captain of Athletic Club, but he deserves it. He's been scoring the goals. He's been being the top goal scorer every single season since his return from Valencia on loan, and now he is the main man, the main centre forward for this club. Romeo Limerace, the new Athletic Club captain, has done this season in style. He's scoring more goals than he ever did before. His form is incredible. He's actually starting to outshine both Charles Ibarra and Nico Williams at this point. I mean, Charles Ibarra is a superstar, but this guy's becoming a superstar too. And with the amount of goals he's scoring, especially through the season, he's got to be a nomination possibly for even Player of the Year.
Taking the captain's armband just unlocked a new level for me. I was scoring non-stop, but as well, I was able to lead the team. It gave me that confidence to actually be in charge, and it felt like I was almost in charge and just a part of this team's actual success. It felt like I needed to lead this club to winning trophies, and being captain of the club that my whole family, that I supported as a kid, was just so important, and I felt like I just couldn't let the team down. And this season, we came so close. After a brutal title race, we came second for the first time in my career, and we were so close, just 2 points off the top. But I also won my first Golden Boot with 29 goals. I had been consistent with scoring over 25 goals for 3 years now, and I finally got my reward. Me, Ibarra, and Nico Williams were all nominated for the La Liga Team of the Season. But again, we had no trophies to show for it. Ibarra had started to gain huge interest from Barcelona, and so did Nico Williams, and the lads were pretty down after coming so close to the title. We thought this season would have been it, but I reminded Ibarra of our promise, and he said that we would give it another year. Next season was going to be huge. We had the league and then the World Cup. The feeling was that as a club we had hit our ceiling. We had a good generational talent, but it wasn't enough. So next season was going to be a real showdown. So the last 3 years saw me return to my boyhood club, become captain, and win my first ever Golden Boot. But despite being a part of the most exciting front three in Spain with Charles Ibarra and Nico Williams Jr., we still haven't been able to lift a major trophy. And with interest in my teammates from Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, I'm not sure how many years we have left together. I'm 26 years old and I'm entering my prime years. This season is about to start, and I feel like this year just might be our best chance to win something huge.
The new season is upon us, and Romeo Limerace, he leads his side, Athletic Bilbao, hopefully this season, to a major trophy. Now, we've seen this side go out every single season in the Champions League early stages, but they've used that momentum to play really well in the league. but the last couple of seasons saw them come close, but they've not had enough. But this season, maybe, just maybe, Romeo Limerace, Charles Ibarra, and Nico Williams Jr., they can lead these guys to a title. Romeo Limerace scoring again from a tight angle, cutting inside and shooting into the top corner. And we have seen Romeo completing and competing every single season so well. But this season, something is different. Charles Ibarra, Nico Williams, and Romeo Limerace are playing so well this season that the feeling is that this time maybe they won't come second, maybe they lift the title. The season went on and we were dominant. It just felt like everything clicked. Over the last few years, we've learnt from our mistakes. Nico Williams was scoring so many goals, Ibarra was scoring so many goals, and of course, I was scoring goals as well. But it just felt different. It felt different to the older seasons. The previous seasons, we'd get a streak of wins, but then we'd draw or we'd lose away. Whereas this season just felt different. It felt like every single game, we were able to get the win. Even close games. We played against Villarreal, and it was a close match with lots of goals, but we managed to get over the line. And I have to say, it actually felt like this team was good enough to win the Champions League. Although we were knocked out early in the tournament, it felt like we had finally gotten everything we needed after the seasons of heartbreak of not being able to lift the league title and seeing Real Madrid and Barcelona just pip us to the title every single season. This time, it felt like it could actually happen. Athletic Club are having a historic season in the club's history as they lift the Spanish Cup title, and with them already leading the league by so many points, nothing is going to stop this side from winning the Spanish double. Romeo Limerace, he lifts the trophy, and the pride and proud love he has for this football club. He has been at this team since he was a young boy. He lifts the Spanish Cup title, and with the league just around the corner, can Athletic Club do the double? Take a bow, Athletic Club. You have made history and your city proud. Athletic Club pip Barcelona and Real Madrid to lift the title. It felt like the entire city came out to see our La Liga trophy parade. After 9 years since my debut for Athletic Bilbao, I celebrate as their captain, as La Liga champions. I finished the season with 32 goals and 11 assists. I took home the Golden Boot Award and also won the La Liga Player of the Year Award for the first time in my career. Me, Ibarra, Nico and Gonzalez all got into the La Liga Team of the Season. And naturally, all of us were nominated for the World Cup. And this one was big, as this year it was being hosted in our country. It was being hosted in Spain. The vibes for this World Cup were huge, as it was my first major tournament with the national team, and I wanted to impress. We are here at the World Cup being hosted in Spain. We are in Madrid today as the Spanish play their first match of the World Cup. And coming in here, of course, we got to talk about the stars. Romeo Limerace, Nico Williams, Rodrigo, David Raya, and Charles Ibarra. There are some superstars in this team looking to make the history. I mean, these guys are the favorites. They're the host nation. But Romeo Limerace, what a season he has just had. He is a superstar striker. Charles Ibarra too, he's a superstar striker too, and if these guys from this Athletic Club side, with Nico Williams Jr., they're the guys that are going to be leading this side here. Goal! Romeo Limerace opens up the scoring here in the World Cup for the Spanish national team as he scores against the Czech Republic to make it 1-0 on the opening game. And his form continues. I Iceland have made history here. They have scored on match day 2, but you cannot count out the Spanish as Charles Ibarra smashes the ball into the top bins, and that is going to surely put the momentum in Spain's favour to possibly go on and win this game. It's 1-1. Spain easily won the first game from the main man, but we see Pedri now coming into the box, and he smashes it in the top bins for Spain to win the game 2-1, and that is 2 wins from the first couple of group games, and they will rotate. But Romeo Limerace and the rest of the team are looking very strong coming out of this group stage. Playing in the World Cup was absolutely immense. I mean, I'd played in some big games in La Liga, and of course we just won the title, which gave me so much confidence. But when we went up against the next team, we went against Germany, and I scored. I'd already scored in the group games, but the goal against Germany really sparked everything for me. But then Germany came back. It is 1-1 now as Germany come back into the game, and this is, well. We see Charles Ibarra gives it to Romeo Limerace, and it's a double for Romeo Limerace, who scores again. The whole entire nation has been hoping and waiting for this young man to come to life in this World Cup. I think we've seen him now. Lionel Messi leads his side out as Argentina look to win yet another World Cup. But they're against the host nation Spain, who have a few real good players in top form, Romeo Limerace being one of them. And already we see Nico Williams cutting inside and putting the ball past, and it's a goal for Spain, who are looking to win this tournament. Nico Williams put us in front against Argentina, and then the ball came into the box, and it was just so simple for me. I just needed to control it and then put it past the keeper. I managed to do so, and I'll be honest, this was probably the easiest game we played in the whole entire tournament. The Czech Republic, Iceland and Germany were just so difficult to play against, but it felt like everything just clicked for us in this match. And then it was on to the big one. Well, after putting aside a great Argentina team, Spain face France in the World Cup final. Now, this is what you call a big game, but we're gonna start, and it's a penalty. A penalty here for Spain. William Saliba and Romeo Limerace has the opportunity to possibly score, and he doesn't. He hits the bar. Nico Williams to put it back into the box, and he goes out for a corner, and Romeo Limerace has missed a huge opportunity. If there's one player you would have wanted to have that penalty, it's him, but he's got to get another chance. I do not understand what I'm seeing here. Desiree Doué gives another handball, and Romeo Limerace with another. He misses again, but it is Lamine Yamal who scores the rebound, and Spain go back in front here. Lamine Yamal, who hasn't played too great in this tournament, scores. Limerace runs through on the ball, cuts inside. Good for his shot, but it's a miss. Romeo Limerace not having his best game here. I don't believe it, Fletch. He's giving another penalty. Pedro Porro. And there's an opportunity now for Kylian Mbappé, who surely scores, and of course he does. And he does exactly what Romeo Limerace didn't do. He's gone bottom corner. Romeo Limerace, of course, he went for the top corner, the top bins. He's hit the bar twice. Kylian Mbappé showing him how to score a penalty, and it is back in now. Pedri now gets the ball put through. He surely scores here, and of course he does. Spain go back into the lead, scoring the goal 2-1. Pedri with the goal. What happens now? What have France got? How did he get back into this game? Unfortunately, France did get back into the game with this easy goal. I mean, I'd missed 2 penalties in a World Cup final. I'd played well in link-up play, but it just wasn't enough. And the game finished 2-2, and we were going to extra time, and I had no idea how this was going to go. Extra time ends here, and Romeo Limerace steps up, and he does score in the penalty shootout. Kylian Mbappé, he scores too. Lamine Yamal, he scores top right corner. Dembele, he surely scores, and of course he does. A chance for Huijsen, who scores too. Theo Hernandez, and he misses. And Pedro Porro puts it in the top right corner. Elise, he scores, and this is it. Rodri and Rodrigo scores, and Spain win the World Cup. What an incredible game we've seen here from Spain. Penalty shootout, and they win the World Cup.
We had achieved the largest trophy possible. We were World Cup champions. The parade for Athletic Club felt amazing, but having an entire country come out to support you was a different level. After the celebrations though, both Nico and Charles told me that winning the title with Athletic Club and the World Cup meant they had hit the end of their road. We made a pact years ago that we would stay at the club until we won the title, and that time had come. Nico Williams signed for PSG for 100 million, while Ibarra went to Barcelona for 140 million. Even Gonzalez left as he joined Liverpool for 70 million to further their careers, meaning I was on my own at my boyhood club.
Well, it's almost sad to see this season. I mean, Athletic Club, despite the goals from Romeo Limerace, they're going to finish around mid-table this season. A huge fall-off from the side that won the double last season. But the losing Charles Ibarra and Nico Williams Jr., losing the core of that team, Gonzalez too, has made a huge effect.
After a really tough season, I knew that I wasn't going to win any more trophies here on my own. I was entering my prime as a 27, 28-year-old, and I knew that now was time to move on to a new challenge. After winning the La Liga title as captain of my boyhood club, the dreams I had as a young boy in the academy have come true. Becoming the captain and leading my club to the league title alongside a Spanish Cup has given me pure joy, not to mention winning the awards alongside my teammates. And then the World Cup happened, taking my game to yet another level. Being crowned the champion of the world was special. But my three closest teammates, Williams, Gonzalez and Ibarra, all left the club, and the year without them saw us finishing mid-table. The summer came and I knew it was finally time to move on, and I chose to join Real Madrid. I arrived at the Bernabeu ready to sign the biggest contract in Spanish history, completing a 180 million euros move, being a new club transfer record. Club president Florentino Perez personally gave me a tour of the stadium. The rich history of the club was told, and I knew I had a huge job on my hand. Jose Mourinho is my coach, and with his high standards, I know I need to impress him. I was unveiled to the fans the next day, and soon after my first season at the club was to begin.
We are here at the Santiago Bernabeu, and Real Madrid have completed one of the biggest signings in La Liga history. They have signed Romeo Limerace. He is coming in, and what a signing he could be.
Coming into the club, I have to be honest, it was actually really easy to settle in. I had so many good teammates. My debut was perfect, scoring a goal. Bellingham, Kylian Mbappé, having these guys around me, they helped me settle in really quickly. And it just felt amazing just to be on the pitch and playing in this incredible, historic stadium. It was really, really good, and I felt at home.
Romeo Limerace, I have to say, against Osasuna, he showed why he is worth every single penny of 180 million euros. He was incredible. Vinícius Júnior setting him up for the tap-ins, him scoring goals from range, him showing his ability. This is definitely a Galactico team because they have Kylian Mbappé, Vinícius Júnior on the wings. They have Romeo Limerace at centre forward, and just behind them, Jude Bellingham. This team is most likely, I would say, on paper, the best Real Madrid team we have seen since the Galacticos. I have to say, this Real Madrid side is working wonders for me, because my feeling is that Romeo Limerace, what he's done is he has come in and he's made a massive difference in actually having a focal point. When they had Kylian Mbappé, he'd be on the wing, right? He'd be on the wing, and you'd have sort of Vinícius Júnior, and they'd almost both be just running into the same left wing positions and spaces. I know Kylian Mbappé was meant to be the centre forward, but he likes to drift over wide. So having Romeo Limerace come in, Kylian Mbappé on the left, Vinícius Júnior on the right, with Jude Bellingham in behind, they're teaming up perfectly. I think he's been worth every single penny. Romeo Limerace scores again. He is having an incredible season and is most likely going to beat his own record that he got from playing from Athletic Club. Mallorca have absolutely no answer for him in the defense, and he is playing so well. He's scoring the goals. He is currently the La Liga top goal scorer. Kylian Mbappé, the second top goal scorer. Vinícius Júnior, the fourth top goal scorer. This is showing just how good this Real Madrid team is and how in form they are. They scored again. This is, for me, this is huge. You know, seeing this Real Madrid side, these guys, for me, are another level. And they have just gotten to the Champions League final. They're going to play against Bayern Munich. For me, there's only one winner. You know, Real Madrid have been by far the best team this season. But let's see how it goes. Real Madrid here against Bayern Munich in a Champions League final. This is going to be good. Walking onto the pitch in a Champions League final was incredible. But I felt like my experience playing in the World Cup final was going to play huge here. I mean, this was massive. Bayern Munich in the biggest stage in club football. I was stood next to Kylian Mbappé and I was ready. Though this season had been amazing. My first season, we'd managed to win the league by a very substantial amount, but everything kind of relied on this. I mean, when I first came to the club, everything that Florentino Perez and Jose Mourinho said to me was that if we don't win the Champions League, it's not considered a good season. So, this was huge. Here we go now. The Champions League is upon us. The final. Real Madrid now putting the ball in. Limerace takes the shot and he scores! And Romeo Limerace opens up the scoring here in the Champions League final. It's his first Champions League final and he has scored with just his second shot of the game. And this is huge now. I tried to hold up the ball and just do my part. Playing in this final, the adrenaline going through my veins was incredible. And then I crossed the ball in. Puts the ball in, and I don't know who's just got the header, but it's a goal. And Real Madrid double their lead. Romeo Limerace puts the cross in, and it is Kylian Mbappé who heads the ball. I mean, it's poor goalkeeping there from Manuel Neuer, but it is a goal, and Real Madrid win the Champions League final. That is full time. Romeo Limerace and Kylian Mbappé are the goal scorers here as Real Madrid win the Champions League yet again. Valverde to lift the title, and yes, Real Madrid are crowned champions of Europe, and the money that they spent in the summer has proved to be the right decision. So we won the La Liga title by 11 points in a dominant season. I surpassed my own milestones in a Ronaldo level season and picked up the La Liga Player of the Year. But it didn't end there. My performances for the year saw me invited to the France Football Awards hosted by Zinedine Zidane, and I won my first ever Ballon d'Or, meaning I had genuinely completed football. I was the best player in the world. It felt like nothing could ever compare to this. A World Cup, a Champions League, another league title, and a Ballon d'Or.
Over the next couple of years, the trophies didn't stop.
So Real Madrid have another Ballon d'Or winner in their squad. They spent 180 million euros on this guy. He has come in and he has had probably the best first season we've seen since Cristiano Ronaldo. And not only that, he is continuing where he left off. He is scoring goals against every single team he plays for this Madrid side. These guys won the Champions League. They'll be going for it again. Let's just see how it goes. I think for me, you look at Romeo Limerace, I think he's arguably the best centre-forward in Real Madrid's club history. When you look at players like Raúl, you can even say Cristiano Ronaldo towards the end of his Real Madrid career. Of course, he played a lot at centre forward, but this guy is actually just the perfect all-round centre forward because he scores goals, he scores headers, he scores goals from outside the box, he scores goals inside the box. He's a brilliant poacher, and I think that when we look at this his sort of career, the amount of the years that he spent at Athletic Club, I'm not saying that Athletic Club held him back, of course not, because they won the they didn't win the Champions League, they won the league title when he was at Athletic Club. But coming to Real Madrid is unlocked that next level because now all of a sudden he has the best players around him and it's proved to be perfect. And I think Real Madrid are going to dominate for the next 5-6 years, and he is a massive reason. The years started to go through, and honestly, the difference playing for Real Madrid than it was playing for Athletic Club was just that I felt like I could believe more. It felt like there was that expectation, and I mean, at Athletic Club, I had good players. We had Nico Williams and we had Charles Ibarra, who were of course amazing for the side. But here, we've got Kylian Mbappé, Vinícius Júnior, Jude Bellingham around me. They can score goals themselves, and it's like the feeling is that as a team, we're just way above anybody else, and it really shows in our games. Romeo Limerace is setting the example for all strikers in the world, and I have to say he has surpassed Erling Haaland, who is playing of course for Manchester City in England. He has surpassed him for me because he does so much more. He does more than the poaching, and the trophies that we are seeing Real Madrid winning consistently right now, the goals, I mean the volume of goals. We said, didn't we? We said before the end of this season, we said that we probably won't see another player scoring this volume of goals for Real Madrid since Cristiano Ronaldo. He has come in and he is scoring, he is matching those tallies. He is scoring 50, 60, 70 goals a season, and it looks like he's going to continue doing it. And this is incredible because he's playing for a team who has no limits when it comes to the expectation. This team, this club expects Champions League and La Liga title and golden boots of their centre forwards every single season, and he is delivering.
Though we went 3 seasons without another Champions League, we managed to pick up 2 league titles in that time. I was consistently nominated for the team of the season with scoring over 30 La Liga goals every year, and we won 2 more La Liga Player of the Year awards.
Yet another season and more of the same from Romeo Limerace, who is the best player in the world right now for me, the best striker by far. He is quicker, he is faster, he is stronger, his scoring is better, he is more consistent. I cannot think of any more words to describe this player apart from perfect, and what a treat it is to have him at Real Madrid. Romeo Limerace, he scores again here against Levante. I have to say, it looks like Real Madrid are going to get to yet another Champions League final and probably win yet another league title. It's been a couple years where they haven't won that title, but these guys are absolutely destroying every single team they come up against. No doubt Romeo Limerace will win the Golden Boot again. He is being so consistent this season. Charles Ibarra and his teammate Kylian Mbappé, those guys are the only guys that are anything close to him, but they probably won't be able to score the 65 goals that we're seeing from this guy. Absolutely incredible as they await the Champions League final. And here we are. The Champions League final is upon us. Romeo Limerace to play his second Champions League final. Real Madrid playing against Juventus. This is a huge game, of course, the pinnacle of all club football. Real Madrid looking to win their 17th Champions League, and the expectation is that they will do it. There's been a little bit of disappointment over the past few years. The fact that they haven't been able to get to a Champions League final, but they're coming so close, semi-finals, quarter-finals. But this season does appear to be their biggest chance. They're up against Juventus. Playing in my second Champions League final was truly special. And to be honest, the expectation was on us. And the early chances, well, it didn't start very well. Jonathan David, he shoots and he scores! And Jonathan David blasts the ball into the net with his left foot. And Juventus take the lead here in the Champions League final. An unexpected goal, but it is a goal nonetheless. And are we going to see disappointment for Real Madrid yet again in the Champions League? Here we go, and here's Jude Bellingham, and he scores! And that is a quick comeback here for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham with the volley, and it looks like Madrid are back in the game. He puts the ball in here, and it's Jude Bellingham again who scores and makes it 2-1 to Real Madrid. He has been incredible in this game. Real Madrid looking like they're gonna win this now. They're back in the lead. Juventus with a corner. Puts the ball in, and that's a great header, and that's a wonderful header, and Juventus are not going to let this game go. It is a beautiful header from the corner. Thibaut Courtois can't get close, and it's a goal. Juventus back in it. Limerace, and that is close there for Romeo Limerace, who hasn't been able to leave his mark on this game just yet. Limerace on the ball. Shoots, and that's a good save. And let's be honest, this game has been a little frustrating for him. So many chances, the keeper has made so many saves, but that is full time, and we are going to go to extra time here in the Champions League final. 2-2 it is here. Jude Bellingham with 2 goals, but the second time is here, and it's Romeo Limerace puts the ball in, and he scores! Romeo Limerace scores in the Champions League final, and surely that will do it. Scoring in another Champions League final was incredible. Not only scoring, but scoring in extra time. And it had been a frustrating game. I'd had a lot of chances, but finally, I get the ball in a good position, I open up, and I take my shot. And this time, it goes in. Well, we are seeing the inevitable here as the final whistle goes. Real Madrid, they made it tough for themselves against the underdogs, but they do get the win. Real Madrid lift the Champions League title, and it is another Champions League title personally here for Romeo Limerace, who has been one of the greatest players to ever put on the white jersey. For Valverde now to lift the title once again. Real Madrid have been perfect this season. What a way to end things here. What a way to end the season. Congratulations to Real Madrid.
3 years later, and I had finally won my second Champions League title. But as of now, I'm 34 years old, and after spending 7 years at Madrid, my time had finally come to retire. I was retiring as a legend of both Athletic Club and Real Madrid. In my career, I had won a World Cup, 5 La Liga titles, 3 Spanish Cups, 2 Champions Leagues, 4 La Liga Player of the Year awards, 6 Golden Boots, and 11 Team of the Season awards. Finishing my career, I was inducted into the La Liga Hall of Fame. Thank you to everyone who stayed to watch all of Romeo Limerace's journey. I know this career at Real Madrid has only been compacted into one final episode. There is a reason for that. But I have the next career mode series already in the works. If you like the video and want to see more career mode content, please like and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you know every time that I upload a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next series. Bye bye.